So tonight's back to basics. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about endpoint detection and response, and then a little bit about the stuff that we've been doing here with the Raleigh ISSA, and some of the services that we've been trying to provide everybody. So next slide. Next slide. Next slide. There we go. Hey. All right, so a little bit about me. I was in the Army for about 8.5 years.
Alrighty.
I got my bachelor's degree from Campbell University,
5:45.
and I'm working on my master's degree from SANS Technology Institute. So if you're familiar with SANS, they're the ones who do the GCIA, the GCIA, all that
laptop while I talk.
Enter letters
But
of
I
some
don't have any
certification there.
clickers with me.
I work in
as
incident
familiar with the
response,
slides
digital
as I could
forensics, and
be.
incident response for a
just
financial
moved
institution currently.
But
You can find me
figure it out.
on LinkedIn if you'd like. Just shoot me a note.
I'm
Happy to
talk to you
connect
guys
with
a little bit about endpoint detection and response.
And then a little bit
What I
about
like
the
to do in
stuff
my
that
free
we've been
time
doing
is
here with
go
the
to the
Raleigh
gym,
ISSA.
lift weights,
And
if I can't be smart, I got to be strong.
Some of those services
So I
that
can
we've
only
been
have one
trying
to
to
two.
provide everybody. And then I have two dogs.
Next slide.
And so that golden retriever, he is 9 months
Next
now. He's a lot
slide.
bigger than that. 85 pounds. All right, so we'll
slide.
talk about what is
There we go.
endpoint detection response. We'll
Hey.
talk about CrowdStrike, Lima Charlie, and
so a little bit
Waza.
about me.
And then
I
we'll
was
look
in
at
the
some of the
Army for
public
8.5
resources
years.
that you guys can use to
I
get
got my
started.
bachelor's degree from
One of the
Campbell
challenges that
University,
I've seen with
and I'm
endpoint
working
detection
on my
response,
master's
right,
degree from SANS
is
Technology
that
Institute. So if you're familiar with
typically
SANS,
it's been hard to
they're
get
the ones who
experience
do
with
the
these kinds of
GCIAs,
platforms
the
if you're not
GCIA, all
fully
that
employed in
G
cybersecurity, if you're
enter
not working
letters
in a
of some
SOC, if you're not doing
certification there.
security engineering.
I work
If you're
in
not in the
incident
field,
response,
it's hard to
digital
get your
forensics,
hands
and
on with that
response,
experience
for
for financial institution currently.
But it's
You can
2024,
find me
so
on
now there's
LinkedIn
a lot
if you'd
more
like.
resources
Just shoot
out
me a
there.
note. I'm happy to connect with you. So EDR,
What I like to do in my free time is
basically
go to the gym, lift weights.
is there to try to
If I
prevent
can't be
evil
smart,
from
I got to be strong.
occurring
so
on
I
that
can only have
system.
one of the two.
You can put it on your laptops, your
and then I have two
workstations,
dogs.
your domain controllers, your app servers,
so that
your web
golden
servers.
retriever,
He is 9 months now. He's a lot bigger than
You can't
that.
put it on your network devices, but there's other platforms that you can use for
85 pounds.
network detection and response.
So
So we'll talk
one
about
thing to
what
note
is
here
endpoint
is
detection and
EDRs
response.
are
We'll
not
talk
a
about
silver
CrowdStrike,
bullet, right?
Lima
Is
Charlie, and
there a
Waza.
silver bullet really?
And then we'll
in
look at some of the
security
public
world where,
resources
like,
that you guys
you can
use to
prevent
get
everything,
started.
but still make sure
One of
that
the
everything is
challenges
running
that
the way
I've
it's
seen
supposed
with
to run.
endpoint detection and response,
Not
right,
really, right?
is that typically
One thing
it's
to
been hard
note,
to get
right,
experience
is
with
when
these
you
kinds of
look at your
platforms,
EDR
if you're not
stuff,
fully
what's
employed
in
cybersecurity,
ignore
if you're
mode,
not
what's
working in a
in
SOC, if
detect
you're not
only
doing
mode,
security
and
engineering,
then what's in block mode.
if you're not,
So you got to make sure that
in
you're
the
taking a look
field,
at
it's
your
hard to get
policies
your
that have been
hands on
applied,
with that
your rule
experience.
logic. If your rule logic is faulty,
but it's 2024.
it
so
will
now
not
there's
catch
a
the
lot more
evil.
resources out there.
So one of the common examples
So
that I put up here is
EDR,
Microsoft Defender. So if you guys have your home laptops and
Basically,
stuff, it's built
it's
in.
there to try to prevent evil
like
from-
on this laptop
from
here, I
occurring
could
on
probably
that
just,
system.
like,
You can put it on your laptops, your workstations, your domain
I won't, but
controllers, your app servers,
probably
your web
Microsoft
servers.
Defender somewhere on this laptop.
You can't put it
you
on
also
your
have
network
your
devices, but
CrowdStrike,
there's other
your
platforms
Sentinel-1,
that
your
you can
Trellix,
use
which used
for
to be
network
McAfee,
detection and response.
McAfee if you're fancy.
So one thing to note here is EDRs are not a silver bullet, right?
Cool.
So
Is
this
there a
is
silver bullet really in
CrowdStrike's security world
definition
where, like,
of
you can prevent
EDR.
everything, but still make sure that everything is running the way it's
continuously
supposed to
monitors
run.
end user devices
Not really,
to detect
right?
and respond
But
to cyber threats like ransomware
One
and
thing
malware.
to note, right, is when you
And so
look
what
at
I'll
your
point out
EDR
here
stuff,
is, so CrowdStrike
what's
is one of the
ignore
industry
mode,
standards,
what's in
very
detect only
popular
mode,
and big
and then what's in block
organizations.
mode. So you got to make sure that you're taking a
But
look
there's
at
not
your
like a
policies
free
that have
home
been
version
applied,
that you
your
can
rule
use.
logic. If your
However,
rule logic
what
is
they
faulty,
do is they
it will
give
not catch the
workshop
evil.
Wednesdays. So you can register for these
So
for free.
one of the common
and you
examples
can
that I
get
put up here is
hands-on
Microsoft Defender.
workshop experience.
So if you guys have your home
and it's
laptops
divided
and
by
stuff,
topics.
it's
So
built
like
in.
one topic might be, hey,
like on this
they
laptop
just
here, I
released
could
their
probably
new
just, like,
version of their search engine. It's called Raptor.
Well,
And
I
so
won't,
they'll have a
but
workshop on Wednesday to walk
probably
people
Microsoft
through
Defender
a threat
somewhere on
hunt
this
using their
laptop.
platform. It's
You
free.
also have your
You just got to
CrowdStrike,
register for
your
it. And then,
Sentinel-1,
of
your
course, you're gonna
Trellix,
show
which
up.
used to be McAfee.
I can't tell you how many
McAfee,
times
if
I've
you're
registered for
fancy.
training and didn't go to it. I'm bad like that. I'm sorry, guys.
Cool. So this is CrowdStrike's
And then Waza.
definition
Waza
of
is also
EDR.
another open source one that you can use for
continuously
free.
monitors and user
Waza
devices to
actually kind of
detect and
touches
respond
more on
to cyber
XDR,
threats
so
like
extended
ransomware
detetion
and
response.
malware.
So it's pulling in data sources from a lot of stuff, right?
CrowdStrike is one of the
But it
industry
includes
standards,
EDR.
very
And you can
popular
use
in
Waza
big,
at home.
organizations.
You just install it in a virtual machine.
there's not
and
like
then
a
you
free
start
home
spinning up
version
your
that you can
agents,
use.
and then you start installing your
However,
agents
what they do
on
do
whatever systems that you want to
is
monitor,
they
right?
give workshop Wednesdays.
John Hammond
so you
makes
can
a great
register
video.
for
It's
these
about
for
40
free,
minutes where he
and you can
steps
get
through
hands-on
setting it
workshop
up
experience,
and using it.
and it's divided by topics. So like one topic might be, hey, they just released their new version of their search engine.
Really fast.
It's called Raptor.
I don't know if you guys noticed,
And
but
so they'll
I'm
have
not
a
like
workshop on
slides
Wednesday to
person.
walk people through it.
We do
Red Hunt
workshops and
using their
stuff, and so like I don't know if you guys have been to any
free.
of them that I've
You just
done,
gotta
but
register for it,
I
and
typically
then, of
do
course,
like
you never
2
show
minutes
up.
of slides and then like 6
I can't
hours
tell you
of
how many times
workshop.
I've registered for training and didn't go to it.
But that's just my style.
I'm bad like that. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, so Lima Charlie. Let's talk about Lima Charlie for a little bit. So this is an
And then
endpoint
Waza.
detection response
Waza
platform
is also
hosted in the
another
cloud.
open source one that you can
And
use for
it's
free.
one of these ones where
Waza
they've made it
actually
available
kind of
for
touches
free.
more on XDR,
They
so
have
extended
it for
detection
people to
response.
learn for, to learn
So
more
it's pulling in
about.
data sources from a lot of
and
stuff, right?
It's free, of
But
course,
it
with some
includes
limitations,
EDR.
but what you get
And you
is
can
two
use
sensors.
Waza at home.
In other words, you can install
You
Lima
just
Charlie
install it in
agents
a
on
virtual
2 systems,
machine, and then
and
you
then
start
use their
spinning up your
platform to
agents,
start,
and then you start
you know,
installing
doing
your
your
agents
security
on whatever
monitoring.
systems that you want to monitor, right?
It also allows you
John
to
Hammond
build
makes
your
a great
detection
video. It's
rules. It
about
allows
40
you to
minutes
build
where
your
he
block
steps
rules. You
through
can go threat
setting it up
hunting in the
and using
platform.
it.
You could send additional logs to it. So, for example, let's say you're in your lab
blazing through
and you
these
want to
slides
install
really
Sysmon.
fast. I
Sysmon's
don't
a
know if you guys
great
noticed,
form
but
of
I'm not
logging.
like
I hope
a
that one
slides
day it's going to
person.
become native to
We
Windows.
do workshops and stuff,
We'll
and so
see.
like I don't know if you guys have been to any of them.
And
that
so
I've
you
done,
install
but
Sysmon, and then you start
typically do, like,
forwarding
2
those
minutes of
logs
slides and then, like,
over to
6
Lima
hours of
Charlie, the
workshop.
cloud platform.
But
So I
that's
know
just
that
my
these
style.
pictures are going to be kind of small. There's a lot of text.
All right, so Lima Charlie.
But
Let's
we're
talk
gonna do
about
our
Lima
best.
Charlie for a little bit. So this is an endpoint detection response
So,
platform. Hosted
now
in
that
the
we
cloud.
have
And
it's
EDR
one
is
of these
available
ones
to
where
us. They've made it available for free.
we can start building
They
out our
have it for
home
people
labs.
to learn
We can
for,
do
to learn
workshops.
more
We
about.
can really start getting that
and
hands-on experience.
It's free, of course,
that
with some
maybe wasn't
limitations, but
available
what you
to
get
us
is 2
prior.
sensors. In other
So
words, you
Eric
can install Lima
Capuano, who
Charlie
used to
agents on
do
2
Recon
systems,
InfoSec, I
and
think
then
he's
use
still
their
an
platform to
advisor,
start
and he's also
doing
now working with
your
Lima Charlie.
security monitoring.
He wrote this series of
It also
articles
allows
called
you
"So
to
You Want to
build
Be a
your
SOC
detection
Analyst."
rules. It allows you to build
And
your
what
block
this is
rules. You can
is a
go
series of
threat
articles
hunting in
that
the
shows setup
platform.
of the
You
test
can send
environment.
additional logs to
You
it.
install
so for example,
let's say you're
Lima
in your
Charlie
lab
agent, and you want to
and then you
install
start
Sysmon.
attacking your
Sysmon's a
victim,
great form
and
of
you start
logging. I
building
hope that one day
detection
it's gonna
logic.
become native
You
to
attack it
Windows.
again. You start building your
We'll see.
blocking logic, and he steps
so
you through
install
all
Sysmon,
these
and then you start forwarding those logs over to
phases
Lima Charlie,
of
the cloud platform.
building out this attack and detect lab.
So I know that these
and we also
pictures are
did
gonna
something
be kinda
similar.
small. There's a
His
lot of
series
text.
gave us a lot of
But we're
motivation
gonna do
to
our
the
best.
last workshop that we did in December. We set
So,
up
now that
Windows,
we have,
then we set up our Velociraptor
EDRs
server. We got our
available to us.
endpoint detection response set up.
we can start
And then we
building
started
out our
establishing
home labs. We can
command
do
and control
workshops.
from a
We
Kali
can
Linux box.
really start getting
and
that
then we started
hands-on
attacking the
experience
victim.
that maybe wasn't available
And then we
to us
used
prior.
digital forensics, the
So
Velociraptor,
Eric
and the Lima
Capuano,
Charlie
who
to
used to do Recon
see
InfoSec, I
exactly
think
what
he's
Blue
still
Team would be
an
looking
advisor,
for.
and he's also now
Really good
working with
lab,
Lima Charlie.
really good workshop.
He wrote this
It's coming back, guys.
series of articles
So
called
if you
"So
missed
You Want to Be a
it, don't
SOC
worry,
Analyst."
we're going to do it again.
And what this is,
And it's going to be a
is
little
a
bit
series
easier,
of articles
a little
that
bit more
shows setup
streamlined.
of the test environment. You
All
install
right,
the
so kind of, I want to show some pictures of
Charlie
what this
agent,
could look like.
and then you start attacking
So
your victim.
what I did here
and then you start building
is-
detection logic. You
there's a
attack it
microphone
again.
over
You
here.
start building your block.
So what I
logic,
did,
and he steps you through
on the right
all
side,
these, this whole
um,
picture is the victim. It's Windows 10 phases of
and on the
building out this
right-
attack and detect lab.
the right side,
We also did something similar.
you'll see
His
that I
series
set up
gave
the
us a lot
sliver
of
command and
motivation
control
to the
framework.
last workshop that we
and
did
that's
in
off
December.
the Kali Linux
We
box.
set up
So it's a
Windows,
little bit
and we set up our
Inception-like. I use the
Velociraptor
victim
server. We
to
got our
shell
endpoint
into the
detection
Kali
response
box,
setup.
which I then use the Kali
and then we
box
started
to
establishing
establish the command and control
from a
on
Kali
the
Linux
victim.
box. And then we
But it's a
started
home
attacking the
lab, and so
victim.
it meets the purpose, right?
And then we used
So
digital
Sliver
forensics,
is
the
really
Velociraptor,
easy to
and the
use,
Lima Charlie
guys.
to
You set up the
see
server,
exactly
you
what
generate
Blue Team would be
the
looking for.
malware.
Really good lab.
And then all you
really
have to
good
do
workshop.
is find a way
It's
to
coming
drop
back,
the
guys.
malware on the target.
So if you missed
in
it,
this situation,
don't worry,
we
we're
used the
gonna do it
Python
again.
HTTP server,
And it's gonna
we
be a little
simulated,
bit
hey,
easier, a
maybe
little
someone
bit more
downloaded an
streamlined.
executable and they ran it for whatever
All right,
reason.
so
I don't don't know what reason that
I want
is.
to show some pictures of what
to this day,
could
I
look
still don't
like.
understand why users do
So
some of the
what
things
I
that they
did here
do.
is
I'm sure that maybe there's some logic behind it.
so what
but,
I did on the right
yeah.
side, this whole picture is the victim.
So then,
it's Windows 10.
moving right along, this is
And
kind
on
of what the
the
platform looks like.
right-
I know, it's small.
the right
It's
side,
small.
You'll see that I set up the sliver command and control framework.
Might be able to see here, depending on how good your eyes are, is that we have logs being forwarded. So I have sysmon logs being forwarded to the platform. We're looking at the timeline of everything that's been happening so far.
Establish the command and control on the victim.
The channels is the log source. So we also see network connections that are coming out of the victim. We see the processes. And then if you look on the left side, you'll also see artifacts, console processes, and network file system like malware on the target. That gives us a little bit of a deeper look into that system where the sensors are installed. You can parse the file system. You can look at the running processes, and it's in a process tree. So you'll see the parent processes as well. If you guys are familiar with that they do. For example, I'm sure one thing that you might look for that would be not the greatest is if an internet browser like Chrome, moving right Chrome.exe, this is kind of what the platform spawned a child process like PowerShell. You probably want to take a look at that. And hopefully your EDR catches it if it's configured that way, of course. Is that we have to start logs being forwarded, or at least sysmon logs being forwarded to the platform. We're looking at the timeline of everything that's been happening so far. So we'll talk about LSASS a little bit. LSASS, every system has the channels, Windows, log source, and it has your credentials. We also see it's the way that the system uses to authenticate to things. We see the processes. So dumping the LSASS, stealing it, and also extracting the credentials from it, and pretty much spiking those creds is a very common attack tactic. A little bit of a deeper look. It's very popular. And what allows the attacker to do is parse the file potentially system, get that domain. You can look at the running processes, and it's in a process tree. So you'll see the parent process. This blurb is from a Microsoft article. And you guys, for example, I do have a reference to slide after this. That would be, and there is a slide, so like you'll know when to start taking pictures. An internet browser like Chrome. So that's a little bit about LSASS. Spawned a child. If you guys see an LSASS being dumped off your system, it's worth looking to take a look at that. Whether that's your internal red team or an actual adversary, or a system administrator, or at least alerting your team. Doing silly things. I was in a situation once where we'll talk about LSASS a little bit. System administrator was bringing in Windows attack scripts. It has your credentials. So Kerber roasting, he was bringing in pass the hash, pass the cert. Scripts, dumping the LSASS, and he was running it because he thought it would fix whatever problem that he was and pretty much spiking those. But anyway, the security team caught him, and he said, "Oh, I was just testing you guys." Very popular. And where are you though? Where are you? I don't know. Potentially get that. I'm not HR, so I don't get to make that decision, but I don't know. I thought it was this blurb is from a Microsoft article. All right. And you guys, we talked a little bit about LSASS. So in this picture, I'm using the Sliver C2 to actually dump the LSASS off the victim. So as you can see here, it's stored in LSASS.dump. If you guys see an LSASS being dumped, the atomic glove, it's worth looking into. What Sliver is, whether that does, which is really interesting, it'll generate a random name for your malware. Or a system administrator. I've seen like doing silly things. What's another one? I was in a situation opportunistic where flash or whatever. Just imagine like your Dungeons and Dragons names that are like super silly but kind of sound cool. Attack like that's so Kerber roasting. And of course it's just a file name, right? So you can change it. Pass the cert. Scripts. Try changing to like SUC. He was running it because he thought it would fix whatever problem that he was. See who catches it. But anyway, the security team caught him and he said, "Oh, because that's SPC host, right?" Like, where are you though? Where are you? All right, I don't know. Now that we dumped the LSASS, so we look back into Lima Charlie, and we can see that Lima Charlie is actually picking up these events. It's define LSASS as a sensitive process. We talked a little bit about LSASS. So in this picture, gives you all the details on the right side, and then of course on the left in the main panel is the logs and kind of like a summary. As you can see here, it's stored in LSASS. There's filters that you can use on the top right. The atomic glove, that actually is pretty much the entire top does, which is really interesting. It'll generate a random name for your. But yeah, that's kind of how you can start filtering down, especially if you know that you're attacking yourself. What's another one? Like opportunistic flash or whatever. So just imagine like your Dungeons and Dragons names that are like super discussion around endpoint detection and response. That's before I go on. And of course, it's just a file. Are there any questions? Change it. Try changing to like SUC. All right, nothing heard. Moving on. SUC host.exe and then so one of the things that we've been doing. There's a small group of us, right? Steven is over there. Anthony's right here. Guys, raise your hand. LSASS. Yeah. You look back into Lima Charlie. What we've been doing, and then there's a couple of other ones. Lima Charlie is actually picking up these events. And Home Meals there. I'm not sure if they make it out define LSASS as a sensitive process. But we built out these workshops with practical exercises so that all the details on the right side. And of course, on the left in the main panel is the logs and kind of last year.
we did a whole bunch. We did 4,
There's
filters that you can use.
This
on
is the
top
part where we
right.
take pictures. So if you guys
Actually,
need to
pretty
take
much the
pictures of
entire
slides,
top.
this is kind of where you want to do it. I was looking for a picture of Patrick taking a
that's kind of how
picture.
you can start filtering down, especially
Oh, you
if
have
you
one?
know that you're attacking.
Okay, yeah.
yourself.
Let me have that picture because I'm going to use that one. Okay. I don't know if Patrick's here
So
tonight.
that
He's
is
typically
kind of
floating
the
around taking
end
pictures.
of the discussion around endpoint detection and response.
All right,
Before
so
I go
we've been
on,
around. We've
are there any
gone to
questions?
ECPI, who have graciously hosted us.
All right, nothing hurt.
Here,
Moving
I
on.
tell people to put on your best hacker face
So
because we're
one
going
of
to
the
take
things that we've
pictures.
been doing.
Some of them look a little too happy,
There's a small
but I
group
don't
of
know.
us.
I guess hackers can be happy when they.
Steven is over there.
drop the
Anthony's
payload.
right here. Guys, raise your hand. Yeah.
Events.
So what we've
Okay.
been doing, and then there's a couple of other
So
ones.
with the
down
workshops,
in
what we've done in the
Fayetteville.
past, we've done
Home
Active
Mills there. I'm not sure
Directory,
if they
we've
make it out
done
tonight.
workshops on
But
systems,
we built out these workshops
networking,
with practical
automations.
exercises
We've
so
done
that
red
people
team,
can
blue
get
team,
hands-on
purple team, like you guys just saw with the Lima Charlie,
last
setting up the
year,
command and control,
we did a
dropping the
whole bunch.
malware
We
on
did
victim.
4, I think. This is the part where we
The
take
next one
pictures.
that we
So if you
have
guys
is in-
need to take pictures of
is
slides.
on
this
March
kind of where you
2nd.
wanna do it.
I
was
checked
looking for a
last
picture
night,
of Patrick
or maybe the night
taking a
prior.
picture.
There's 9 tickets left.
Oh, you have one?
And
Okay,
what
yeah,
we're
let me
going to
have
do
that
in this
picture
next
because I'm gonna
workshop
use that
is
one.
we're going to take 2 virtual
I don't know if
machines. We're
Patrick's
going
here
to
tonight.
install
He's
Active
typically floating around
Directory.
taking pictures.
So if you guys don't have experience with Active Directory, this is how you get it. We're
right,
going to
so
install
we've
Active
been
Directory.
around,
We're going to
we've,
join a Windows
gone to
10 to the
ECPI,
domain.
who have
We're going to start
graciously
creating
hosted
new
us.
users. We're going to deploy group policy objects.
Here, I tell
We're
people
going to enable
put on
some
your best
things. We're
hacker
going to
face,
disable some
'cause we're gonna
things.
take
We're going to start
pictures.
setting up some
Some of them look a
administrative
little too
permissions.
happy, but I don't know.
And then
I guess
at the
hackers
end of
can be
it, if we
happy
have
when
time,
they,
we'll do a little
drop
bit
the
of
payload.
AD security assessments. So we'll be using Simperos'
Okay.
products, Purple Knight,
So with
Forest
the
Druid.
workshops, what we've done in the past,
so
we've done
those
Active
are equivalents
Directory,
like
we've
Ping
done
Castle,
workshops on
Bloodhound,
systems,
and
networking.
we'll be doing that as well.
Automations. We've done
Virtual
red team, blue
meetups,
team,
we
purple
also
team,
do
like you
this.
guys just saw with the
So we do
Lima
backdoors and
Charlie,
breaches, second
setting
Wednesday
up the
of
command
the
and control,
month.
dropping the
So
malware on the victim.
backdoors and breaches is an incident response tabletop game.
The next one that
It
we
is
have
fun.
is in-
It's like
is on
you
March
wouldn't think
2nd.
that incident response could be
I
fun, but
checked
like
last
I've
night,
seen
or
now
maybe the
we've
night
had
prior. There's 9 tickets left.
you roll the dice to see if your process will work, and we've
what
actually
we're
had a
going to do
process
in this
that
next
worked,
workshop is we're
but
going to take
it wasn't
2
relevant
virtual
to the story.
machines. We're
So
gonna
you know,
install
the
Active Directory.
reasoning
So if
behind
you
that
guys
was like,
don't
hey,
have
even if you're
experience
good
with
at
Active
something,
Directory,
that
this is how
doesn't
you get
mean
it.
it provides
We're
value
going
to
to
the
install Active
investigation.
Directory.
And I was just
We're going to join
rolling
Windows 10 to
laughing.
the domain. We're going to start creating new
So those are
users.
fun.
We're going to
Steven
deploy
leaves
group
those
policy
over there.
objects. We're going to enable some
So you
things.
guys
We're
are
gonna
interested in
disable
backdoors
some
and
things.
breaches,
We're
talk
gonna
to
start
Steven because
setting
he
up
knows a lot about that.
administrative permissions.
We're
And
also
then
started up
at
a
the end of
Capture
it,
the
if we have
Flag
time,
series. So
we'll
the
do a
first
little
and
bit of
third
AD
Saturday
security
of each month.
Assessments.
That's where we
So
just
we'll
hop
be
on
using
Discord,
Simperos'
we choose a
products,
couple of
Purple
challenges,
Knight,
and then for a
Forest
few
Druid.
hours we just start hacking away
So
at it.
those are equivalents like Ping Castle.
There was
Bloodhound,
one where I was
and we'll be
struggling
doing that
on,
as well.
and turns out that the
Virtual
answer
meetups,
was
we also do this.
the text was
So we
written
do
in
backdoors
white
and
on a
breaches,
white
second
background,
Wednesday of
and I had
the
to select
month.
it. So to see what the
Backdoors and
text
breaches
was,
is
I
an
was
incident
angry.
response tabletop game. It is fun. It's like you
Yeah.
wouldn't think that
So you'll
incident
see
response
things
could
like
be fun,
that.
but like I've seen now we've had.
All right, so Discord.
You roll the dice to see
guys,
if your
join our
process will
Discord.
work,
It's
and we've
free.
actually had a
It gives you
process
direct
that
access
worked,
to us. You can talk to us
but
at any time.
It wasn't relevant to the
You don't
story,
have to
so,
put your
you know,
real
the-
name there.
the
Mine's up there.
reasoning
Just
behind
so
that
you know,
was like,
people
hey,
know
even
that
if you're
they're
good
talking
at
to me.
something, that doesn't mean
We
it
do
provides
things
value
like
to the
this.
investigation.
We
And I was
post
just
jobs.
rolling
Some of it,
laughing.
our friends have those jobs.
So those are fun.
Some of
Steven
it
leaves
is what
those
we
over
share
there.
from LinkedIn, or some of it is
So you
third
guys are
hand.
interested in
So
backdoors and breaches,
a friend
talk
of
to
a friend
Steven
has a
because he knows
job
lot
type of
about
deal.
that.
We got
We're
our
also
event
started up the
details.
Capture
So
the Flag
this
series,
meeting
so
is
the
up
first
here.
and
We've
third
already got
Saturday of each month.
InfoSecon loaded.
That's where we just hop on
We've got
Discord. We choose a
Kakalaki
couple
loaded up
challenges,
there.
and then for a few hours
So
we
we
just start
also
hacking
provide
away
those
at it.
details.
There
as
was
soon as we get the
one
information.
where I was struggling on.
We also do tools,
turns out that
recommendations,
the answer
mentorship
was-
opportunities.
The text
So
was
if you're
written in
just
white
getting
on a white
started and you're like,
background,
hey, I want to
and
know
had
what a red
select it
teamer does.
to see what the
if you
text
put the
was. I
question
was
in the
angry.
chat, I know there's at least 3 of them in there who will talk to you. If you are interested in
you'll see
digital
things
forensics
like
and
that.
incident response, I'm in the chat. I'll talk to you.
All right, so Discord.
And there's all
guys,
sorts
join our
of
Discord. It's
people
free.
with a wide range
It gives
of
you
experience
direct
in there.
access to us. You can talk
We
to
put
us
tools
at
in
any
there,
time.
so Bloodhound. We put the
You don't have to
tools
put
in
your
there.
real name there. Mine's
We
up
do a
there
lot lot of AI ML
people know
tools.
that they're talking to me.
Just a whole bunch of fun
We
stuff that
do
you
things
can
like
use
this
for free.
We post jobs. Some of it,
And
our
because
friends,
it's commonly
have
used
those
by many
jobs.
other
Some of it
organizations, you
is
can
what we
load
share
up
from
more than
LinkedIn,
one
or
Discord
some of
server.
it
It doesn't
is,
have to be just us.
third hand.
So for example,
friend of a
my
friend has
Discord
a
server
job
has
type of
Try
deal.
Hack Me, Hack the Box,
We got
Malware
our event
Tech,
details. So
Obsidian,
meeting
which
is
is a
up here.
note-taking
We've
tool,
already got
Velociraptor. Just I
info
got a whole
seq
bunch of stuff
loaded.
loaded in there.
We've got Kakalaki loaded up there. So we also provide
Here's an
those
example.
details.
This is
as soon as we
actually
get the
stuff that I
information.
posted last night.
We also do tools, recommendations, mentorship.
And then someone was like, hey, if
opportunities.
you guys don't have a microscope,
So
here's
if
the
you're
actual
just
link
getting
to
started
this
and you're like,
picture.
hey,
And I was
I
like,
wanna
"Ah,
know what
I
a
didn't
red
think
teamer
about that
does."
because I was on my
If
phone
you
like
put
this.
the question in the
I was
chat,
like, yeah, I
I
could
know
totally
there's
read
at
that.
least 3 of them in there who will talk to you.
And then someone,
If you are interested
put a
in
link
digital
there.
forensics instant response,
but yeah,
I'm
some of
in
the
chat,
coolest
I'll talk to
careers in
you.
cyber. And so we see a whole bunch of stuff.
And there's all
a
sorts
lot of stuff there,
people
guys.
with a wide
Something
range
for
of
everyone.
experience in there.
And if you just want to
We put
lurk,
tools in
that's
there,
okay
so
too. There's
Bloodhound,
plenty
we
of
put the
people
superior
lurking.
tools in
I
there.
know this.
We
Because
do a
sometimes
lot
I'll
of
put a
AI
job in
ML
there, and then
tools,
someone will message me, and I'm like, where have you
just a whole
been?
bunch of fun stuff that you can use.
They're just
for
lurking,
free.
but it's okay.
And because it's commonly used
All right,
by many
here's the
other
QR code to join
organizations, you
us.
can load up more than one
made
Discord
it
server.
easy.
It doesn't have to be just us.
But if
for
you don't
example,
have it,
my Discord server
currently,
has TryHack Me,
just hit me up later. I'll
Tech,
get you an invite link. I can message it to
Obsidian,
you.
which is a note-taking
just
tool,
phone or whatever.
Velociraptor. I got a
Email.
whole bunch of stuff loaded in there.
Here's an example. This is
Everyone
actually
good?
stuff that I
Pictures?
posted last night. See two more.
And then someone was like, hey, if you guys don't have a microscope, here's the actual link to this
All right, I
picture.
think we're good.
And I was like, I didn't think
All right.
about that because I was on my phone like
references.
this. I was like, yeah, I
so
can totally
all the
read that.
stuff that I talked about, you guys can Google it
someone,
yourselves.
put a
So
link
the
there.
references here for Lima
But yeah,
Charlie,
some of the coolest
CrowdStrike,
careers in cyber.
Waza.
So we see a
So
whole bunch
this
of
link
stuff.
for CrowdStrike
Lot of
is the
stuff there, guys.
actual.
Something
You
for
can start
everyone.
looking at their
And if you just want
workshops
to
on
learn,
Wednesdays.
that's okay too. There's plenty of people lurking. I know
Waza, I put the
Because
John
sometimes I'll
Hammond
put a job
YouTube
in
video there.
and then someone will message
So if you
me,
guys
I'm
want to
like,
check
"Where have
that
you
out,
been?"
it's a great
Like,
watch.
they're just lurking, but it's okay.
And what's cool about the YouTube videos, right? Like if
All
you
right,
get
here's
like
the QR code to join
overwhelmed a
us.
little bit, you can just pause it.
I made it easy.
And then walk away and do something else. So for me, like
But
I
if
would
you
do the
don't have it,
install, and then I'd come back
currently,
to it the next day.
just
Okay, after I
hit me up
install
later.
it, now I'm feeling
I'll
a little
get you an invite
fresher.
link.
Let's
I
go
can
to the
message
next
it to
thing.
you, just phone or whatever.
So you want to
Email.
be a SOC analyst by Eric Capuano. That link is there too. You do have to make an account and register, but it's free.
Cool. Everyone good with pictures?
And then the LSAS reference at the bottom from the Microsoft Docs.
Two more.
Oh,
All right, I think
hold
we're
on.
good.
Anybody still
right.
need to take a picture? We're good.
References. So all the stuff that I talked about, you guys can Google it yourselves. So the references here for Lima Charlie, CrowdStrike, Waza.
Cool. I
So
think
this
we're
link
good.
for CrowdStrike is the actual.
All right. So I
you can
wasn't
start
sure how
looking at
long
their
this
workshops
presentation
on
would take.
Wednesdays.
It is 6:07, so that was a nice little
Waza, I put
20-minute
the John
talk.
Hammond YouTube video there. So if you guys want to check that out, it's a
I'll
great
open the
watch.
floor up. If you guys want to
And
ask
what's
me
cool
anything.
about the YouTube videos, right? Like if
Any
you
questions
get
at all.
like overwhelmed a little bit, you could just
dog's a
pause it
golden retriever,
and then
9
walk
months.
away and do something else.
Male.
So for me, like I would do the install,
85 pounds.
and then I'd come back to it the next day. Okay, after I install it, now I'm feeling
His
a little
name is
fresher.
Asahi,
Let's go to
like the
next
beer.
thing.
So you want to be a SOC analyst by Eric Capuano. That link is there too.
You do have to
Yep.
make an account and register, but it's free.
About 1.5 gallons. And then the LSAS reference at the bottom from the Microsoft
I'm
Docs.
thirsty.
I'm thirsty right now. But I got this beer, so it's all good. Oh, hold on. Anybody still need to take a picture? We're good? One more. So my desktop is one that I put together myself.
Cool.
I think we're good. So it has something like
All right.
64 gigs
So I
of
wasn't
RAM,
sure how
some
long
kind of
this
processor
presentation
in
would
it.
take.
It is
like
4
6:07,
terabytes
so
of
that was a
storage.
nice little
And then
20-minute
my
talk.
laptop is, and that's the one that I take around.
So
It's an
open the floor
EVU,
up.
so extra virgin olive
If
oil.
you guys want to ask me anything.
I bought it at Walmart
Any
for
questions at all?
$600. I kind of
dog's a
regret it a
golden
little bit
retriever,
because
9 months.
USB-C doesn't work,
Male.
but it is really beefy for
85
$65.
pounds.
So I was like, okay, I'll take it.
His name is Asahi, like the beer.
Cool. Any other questions?
There's a random question.
Yeah. All right. Well, who here is introverted?
About 1.5 gallons.
Yeah, you don't need to raise your hand. Like, even if you guys
I'm
don't
thirsty.
raise your hand, I know you all
I'm thirsty
are.
right now.
Like, I know.
But I got
know,
this
am
beer, so
too.
it's all good.
I'm secretly dying up here, but it's okay. But yeah, if you guys want to hit me up after this because you don't want to raise your hand or speak in public, feel free to come find me, come talk to
my
me.
desktop
You might
is
see
one
me
that I
wandering
put
around
together
looking like an
myself.
introvert and feeling awkward, but I'm
So it
more than
has
happy to
something
talk to
like
anybody.
64 gigs of RAM, some kind of processor
question?
in it, like 4 terabytes of storage. And
Oh,
then
no
my
worries.
laptop is, and that's the one that I take around. It's an EVU, so extra virgin olive oil. I bought it at Walmart for $600.
Okay.
I kind of regret it a little bit because USB-C doesn't work, but it is really beefy for $600. So I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Number of instances they have. I think LSAS, is that one or?
Cool. Any other questions? I think it's one.
All right.
I'd have to double
Who
check.
here is introverted?
So,
Yeah, you don't need to raise your hand. Like, even if you guys don't raise your hand, I know you all are. Like, I know, I am too. I'm secretly dying up here, but it's okay. But yeah, if you guys want to hit me up after this because you don't want to raise your hand or speak in public, feel free to come find me, come talk to me. You might see me wandering around looking like an introvert and feeling awkward, but I'm more than happy to talk to anybody. Oh, question? Oh, no worries. So I did SANS. I did a graduate certificate program in DFIR, and I used my GI Bill to pay for the majority of it. And now, so SANS being my school, I'm just paying out of pocket, and it hurts a lot. But yeah, we also have those posters. We'll share them. They're free. So I think it's one. I'd have to double check. Question?
Yes, we got the events. Are those events located like in Raleigh or Fayetteville or?
So for the workshop ones in person, we do them in Raleigh. We're also getting ready to partner with FTCC, so that one will be in Fayetteville. But I think that one will be more for students, but I am not sure about that just yet. And then for the virtual stuff, you do it at home in your pajamas, if you so choose. So I did SANS. I did a graduate certificate program in DFIR. All
right,
I used
final
my
call
GI
for
Bill to
questions.
pay for the majority of it. And now, so SANS
Nothing
being my
here, guys.
school, I'm just paying
Everyone,
out of
thanks for your
pocket.
time. Thanks for listening to me talk. But yeah, we also have those posters. We'll share them. They're free.